First off, how's Jake looking?
He's looking pretty good. It's as good as expected for what he has. So he's just working hard trying to get better every single day.
If he weren't able to go, is Redmond kind of the guy?
Everybody's ready to go. I mean, that's why you come to camp. They're working hard, getting after it every single day. One of the things that we've done since day one, since every guy steps on campus, is we put them in multiple positions so they can learn at an accelerated rate. So it doesn't matter who it is or who's in or out. Everybody will be ready to go when the opportunity comes.
What was the biggest adjustment for Redmond when he switched that guard to center spot? Just snapping the ball?
Yeah, just snapping the ball. I mean, but he's a natural snapper. He was over there just messing around one day, and he looked pretty good doing it. So just kind of followed up with him a little bit and tweaked a few things. And, he's done a fine job the times we put him in there.
So was that originally your thought to move him there, or you just saw him and thought, hey, he looks pretty good?
No, it's just one of those things for everything that we've been through over the course of the last few seasons with the history has been here. Just always want to be prepared and create depth wherever we can. And so I don't know if you noticed before practice we have all 18 guys snapping. So it's just one of the things that he kind of rose to the top in terms of one of the guys that can snap pretty efficiently. And so we just kind of ran with it a little bit. Whenever we get the opportunity to put him in there to get some snaps, and he goes fine, we put him in there and he snaps pretty well.
Not just because he's college, did you talk to him about handling the situation?
No, I mean, he's been out here, he was here in spring, so I don't look at him as being had a rookie the first year, just a freshman playing or anything like that. He's been here through spring. He's been a starting guy basically since day one, since we came into camp. So he's got a ton of reps. He's gone against our ones for the majority of that time. He's done really well, and that's one reason why I wanted that. He's coming to some days practice like he's been here. Not just for a semester, but he's been here for a couple years. So I'm very pleased with his development. Obviously, we can get better over the course of the season. But for where he's at and for what our expectations were coming in, he's still exceeding those, and I fully expect him to perform very similar throughout the season.
Is there any concern that he's too small? I know you said he plays bigger than his size.
Yeah, there's such so many people think that in the league everybody's 320 pounds. In reality, that's not what it is. I remember when I was in New England, the biggest guy on our offensive line we're going to Super Bowls is about 305 pounds. So not everybody is 320 or anything like that. It's about are you explosive? Are you sudden? How violent you can be in a short space? Do you have length and all those things? And he possesses all those qualities. Obviously, he's going to get stronger and he's going to get bigger as time goes on. But I'd rather have a guy like that than a guy that's 6'7" and 320 that can't move, that doesn't have any recoverability or doesn't play with a certain level of violence every single play. And Najee has those things, and he's young and a little bit immature in some ways, but hopefully he can be consistent throughout the game. And if he does that, he's going to definitely bring something to the table throughout the season.
I know X is that guy, that versatile guy who can play pretty much any position. Do you feel like that's more of a team-wide thing now? Like after a few years, these guys finally have, they're at the point where a lot of them can play guard, tackle, or guard center.
Yeah, well, in going through the recruiting process, most of these guys are playing, at hand of recruiting them. And one of the things you look at is guys that most of the time, if you're the most talented guy on your team, you're going to play left tackle or tackle. And what I like to do is I like to get guys that are tackles or guys at defensive ends, move them to tackle when they first come in and just kind of move them in. If they're not as strong as I like a tackle, move them into guard, but a lot of times it's more difficult to move a center to guard or center to tackle, so you want to work them outside in. And so a lot of these guys, whether Scott Quisenberry was a tackle in high school, Alex Redmond was a tackle in high school, Malcolm played center at Miami, in tackle. The only one that was a true center was Jake. So, everybody's played all these positions before. And it's all about the more you can do. Like in the league, they only travel 7 8 guys on game day. So it's not a rare thing. Obviously in college it's a little bit different. But, coach treats guys like the pros. That's where most of us come from. And so trying to develop that type of atmosphere and that type of mentality. Just be ready to go when your time comes and don't get hung up so much on what position you're playing so much as opportunity to play. And do the best you can when you get out there.
Does Jake missing part of camp with his injury, does that disrupt the chemistry more than it would another
he missed
position?
a few days. He's out here every single day. He was out here today in drills with us. He was out taking reps. So it's just a matter of what we decide the amount of time he's going to play in the game. And just we'll obviously be smart with that. We'll listen to what he has to say, but we're doing enough with him now where we get a good feel of what it'll be on game day. And so it's just day to day. He's just working to get better. But we get him reps in when we can, and he's doing a fine job, and he's exactly where South thought he would be.
Where has Scott Quisenberry gotten better?
Excuse me?
Where has Scott Quisenberry gotten better?
All the way around. Last year he was kind of thrown into a fire unexpectedly. He was fully expecting the red shirt, and I think we lost 3 tackles in the span of about 10 plays. you know, and a couple other guys, and just things changed real fast. And we had a talk with him and just said we'd be fair with him, you know, and it was up to him if he wanted to continue redshirting or if he wanted to help our team out. He decided to help us out, and you know, he went in there. It's nothing like being on the field. There's nothing like taking reps. You can get on the board and have guys on the board and they can know everything, but until they get out here where things are moving, just on offensive line, the intricacies of offensive line is so different than anything else. It's so unique that just a shade can change everything. So there's some things that you can't mimic in practice that they got to see in person, and he was able to see that last year. You know, he struggled at some times, but through struggle comes growth. And I think that he's learned a lot and helped the maturation process, obviously. So whether he put him at center, guard, you know, in spring ball at the end, we didn't have any tackles. He was playing left tackle. I don't know if people are aware of that. But I mean, he's fine with whatever he's doing. And, you know, that's a guy that's going through some things personally right now with his brother, different things like that. He's playing with a purpose and he's focused and different things like that. So I'm really excited for him, and I'm excited if he gets the opportunity to play in the game.
Do you feel like tackle is your deepest position right now on the line? Seems like it's been deeper at least than it has been in the past few years.
I mean, we're deeper in numbers, but in terms of quality depth, you know, it's the difference between having numbers on paper and having actual quality depth. If somebody goes down, you know, are you very comfortable just, you know, pointing to the bench telling the guy going, or is it kind of panic mode, like trying to move a guard or that? You know, it's just there's different levels of depth, you know, and just like I said, everybody's getting better. You know, guys are getting reps. Guys are where they should be in terms of, you know, position-wise. But of course, if something happens in the game, you know, that may change in terms of who goes in. It may be a little bit different than what you see in the second team here. But that's not a knock on anybody. You know, like I always say, most of these guys wouldn't be playing until, you know, redshirt junior season. Not because they're not capable of playing, but because of a certain level of depth. And maybe some seniority, rules, and different things of that nature. But that's not the case. So every day is a competitive situation. Every day things can change, and it's more of a what have you done for me lately type atmosphere here. So it could change at any moment.
Thoughts on Virginia's defensive front? What do they do well? What do you expect out of them?
You know, they try to create a lot of pressure by movement. You know, it's a lot different than what we see week to week in the Pac-12 in terms of, you know, speed, and maybe they don't have as much length as some of the guys that we go against in some positions, but they do have two players that are pretty fine ball players up front. Two of the defensive guys over there, the defensive tackles are able to push the pocket. They're large individuals. You know, they have some years behind them and all that, but we've got some starts in their belt now too. You know, obviously not as many as some other places, but a lot more than what it's been here. So I think we have a great opportunity ahead of us, and it'll be a challenge, but I think one that the guys are willing to take and step up to, and they're energized by it. You know, it's like I told them, it's an awesome situation to go on the road. And I suspect with all the different things going on over there, with this coaching staff, first game of the year, us being ranked, I suspect that it's going to be a pretty awesome environment. You know, college game day, and I know the guys are looking forward to it, and so are we.
Cool.
Thanks.